A marketing team of 8 is sitting in a meeting right now. They are planning next month's campaign, the copy, the emails, the social posts, the ad creative, the landing page. It will take them 3 weeks and cost the company tens of thousands of dollars. And across town, one person with a free AI tab open is about to do the same work by Friday. That is not a prediction. It is already happening, quietly, in thousands of small businesses that never put out a press release about it. And the tool making it possible was sitting in a free browser tab the whole time. So how can one person with a free AI tool outproduce an 8-person marketing team? Here's the answer before we even start. Because that team was never the point. It was a workaround for a bottleneck the tool just removed. And once the bottleneck is gone, so is the reason the team had to exist. Let's take it apart slowly, because the answer changes how you should think about your own work. Start with what a marketing team actually does. Strip away the job titles and you find a stack of separate skills bolted together. One person writes the words. One person designs the look. One person decides where it all goes. One person studies the audience. One person measures what worked and what flopped. For 100 years, those skills lived in different heads because no single human could be excellent at all of them at once. So companies hired a team. The team was the only way to get the whole job done. But notice something. The team was never the goal. The team was the workaround. It was the expensive solution to a simple problem. That one brain could not hold 5 crafts at the same time. And the moment that problem disappears, so does the reason the team had to exist. That moment has arrived. A free AI tool does not give you one of those skills. It gives you a usable version of all of them. You can ask it to write the email, then redesign the headline for a colder audience, then draft 30 social posts in your brand voice. Then critique your own landing page like a conversion expert. Then explain in plain English which customer segment you are ignoring. The whole stack collapsed into one calm conversation. Does it do each job as well as a world-class specialist? Not quite, but here's what people miss. It does each job well enough, instantly, for free, and it never gets tired. And good enough, multiplied across an entire campaign, beats excellent that takes 3 weeks and a payroll. There is hard data behind this now, not just hype. A landmark study run by researchers at Harvard, Wharton, and Boston Consulting Group put more than 700 experienced consultants to the test. Half used GPT-4, half did not. On the creative marketing style tasks, the group using AI finished 12% more work, did it 25% faster, and produced results that independent judges rated around 40% higher in quality. Let that land. Not just faster, higher quality. The people with AI didn't only win on speed, they won on the work itself. Ethan Mollick, the Wharton professor who helped run that study, has a phrase for what's happening. He calls it the jagged frontier. AI is shockingly good at some tasks and surprisingly bad at others, and the line between them is invisible until you've spent real time with it. The marketers who win are not the ones who use AI the most. They are the ones who have learned exactly where that jagged line falls. So they hand the machine what it does brilliantly and keep for themselves the parts it gets wrong. So why is the tool free? And if it's free, why doesn't everyone already win with it? This is the part almost nobody thinks through. When the tool costs nothing, the tool stops being the advantage. If everyone can open the same free AI tab, then owning it means nothing. The whole game shifts to something the tool cannot give you. Direction. The free AI can write 1,000 headlines in a minute. It has no idea which one your customer will actually click. It can generate endless content. It cannot tell you what is worth saying. And that is the quiet twist hiding inside this whole shift. The bottleneck was never production. We just thought it was, because production used to be slow and expensive. Now that anyone can produce infinite marketing for free, production is worthless on its own. What's suddenly priceless is knowing your customer well enough to aim all that firepower at the one message that lands. The machine is the printing press. You are still the one who has to know what's worth printing. Think about what that means for leverage. The investor Naval Ravikant once described the most powerful kind of leverage as the kind you don't need permission to use. Code and media, things that work for you while you sleep. For most of history, media leverage required a team, a budget, a studio. A free AI tool just handed that exact leverage to a single person with a laptop and a point of view. The barrier didn't lower, it fell over completely. You can already see this out in the wild if you know where to look. Picture a freelancer with no agency, no staff, no office. A local dental clinic hires her to fix their dead marketing. In the old world, she would have needed a copywriter, a designer, a social manager, and a month of calendar time. Instead, she opens a free AI tool on a Monday. By Wednesday, she has a month of social posts drafted, 3 email sequences written, the website copy rewritten, and 10 ad variations ready to test. She spends Thursday and Friday on the only thing the machine cannot do, choosing what's actually good, matching it to what she knows about that clinic's patients, killing everything that sounds fake. She charges the clinic $2,000 a month. Her cost to deliver is close to nothing, and she runs 5 clinics at once without breaking a sweat. Is she a marketing team? No. Does she replace one? Completely. And the clinic doesn't care that she used AI, any more than they care which word processor she typed in. They care that the chairs are full. The tool is invisible to them. The result is everything. Now multiply her by the millions of small businesses that have never been able to afford real marketing in the first place. That is not a niche. That is most of the economy. A recent survey from HubSpot found that the large majority of marketers are already using AI in some form, and the early adopters report saving hours every single day on exactly the tasks that used to require extra people. The shift isn't coming. It is already mid-flight, and most of the world simply hasn't looked up yet. So what does this actually mean for you this week? It means the old plan is backwards. People still think the path is to learn one marketing skill, get hired onto a team, and slowly climb. But the team is the thing dissolving. The real opportunity is to become the one person who can run the whole stack with AI for a business that desperately needs it and has no idea this is possible yet. And those businesses are everywhere. The plumber with a dead Instagram, the local gym with an email list it never uses, the accountant whose website hasn't changed since 2014. None of them can afford a marketing team. All of them would happily pay one person who can do the work of a whole department, using tools that cost that person nothing. Tell me which one is in your town, the plumber, the gym, the accountant, and I'll reply with the first campaign I'd run for them. Here is how you start, and you can start today. Pick one small business, even a fictional one, to practice on. Open a free AI tool. Ask it to act as a marketing strategist and map out a full week of content for that business. Then do the real work, the part that actually matters. Read every output with a cold eye. Cut what's generic, sharpen what's true. Rewrite the one line that sounds like a robot wrote it because a robot did. That editing pass, that judgment, is the entire job now. Do that a few times and something clicks. You stop seeing AI as a writer and start seeing it as a team that you direct. You are no longer the person doing the tasks. You are the person deciding which tasks are worth doing and how good is good enough and what the customer actually needs to hear. That is not a junior role. That is the role the whole team used to report to. One honest warning, so you go in clear-eyed. The flood of free content is real, which means the average is about to get very loud and very forgettable. Most people will use these tools to produce more noise faster. Don't be them. The winners in this next era won't be the ones who generate the most. They'll be the ones with the taste to generate the right thing and the nerve to delete the rest.
Zoom out for a second, because the scale of this is easy to underestimate. McKinsey, in its research on where generative AI creates the most economic value, put marketing and sales near the very top of the list, naming it as one of the functions AI will reshape first and hardest. That is not a coincidence. Marketing is mostly language, judgment, and iteration, and language is exactly what these models do best. The work was always information work. It just used to take a building full of people to move that information around.
So the team isn't being replaced by a robot that does their jobs one by one. It is being replaced by a structure that no longer needs to exist. The 5 separate brains, the meetings to keep them in sync, the weeks of back and forth, all of that was the cost of working around a limit that's now gone. What's left is leaner, faster, and nearly free. And the person who understands that early gets to choose which side of it they stand on. Before you pitch that first small business, be clear about one thing. You will not just run their campaigns. You will be holding their reputation. When the AI writes something off-brand or flatly wrong, the answer for it has to be you. Vance Sterling's The AI First Leader, linked in the description, lays out the controls that keep that trust from breaking. So picture that team of 8 again, still in their meeting, still 3 weeks from launch. The question is no longer whether one person with a free tool can outwork all of them. That question is already answered in thousands of quiet places every single day. The only real question left is simpler, and it's pointed straight at you. When the work of an entire team can be done by one person with a free tool and good judgment, are you going to be that one person, or are you going to be in the meeting?